Okay. All right. I guess my computer's being a little slow. Okay, hey guys, welcome to, we are subtracting fractions. That's my part, and this is group 2. Is this group 2? Okay, this is group 2 with me and Miss Jessica. So I'm going to be going over the subtracting fractions, and we are going to talk about how they are not scary. So fractions do not have to be scary, and you do not have to be spooked by these fractions. So let's look at some non-frightening vocab. A fraction is a part of a whole, so it's just part of it, it's not the whole thing. Subtraction is taking something away from a group or a number of things. So those vocab words you should be familiar with. They're pretty easy. Oh no, what did I do? So then we're going to talk about the numerator and the denominator. So the numerator is the number in a fraction divided by the bottom number. So it's going to be the number that's on top of that line. And then the denominator is a number in a fraction dividing the top number. So it's going to be the one on the bottom. Okay, so this is a non-spooky example. So we are going to, I'm going to draw on my screen a little bit. And I've been practicing, so hopefully it'll go smoother than my other presentations. Okay, so the first step, we have 3/5 divided by 1/2. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to work with the bottom parts first. So I'm going to circle those. So before we can actually subtract, we are actually going to have to get these denominators, which are the bottom numbers, to be the same, because you can't subtract or add unless those are the same. So we are going to multiply them. So 5 times 2 is going to be 10. So 10 is going to be our new denominator. And so then this is when we can finally subtract our numerators. So 3 minus 1 is not a too big number, so it's going to be 2. So our numerator is 2 and our denominator is 10, and that is our answer. And it is as simple as that. There's no weird tricks or anything. And I'm going to go ahead and do one more example for you just to make sure everybody's on the same page. So we are going to do 5 over 6 minus 4 over 3. Sorry, it's kind of sloppy. So our numerators are 5 and 4, and our denominators are 6 and 3. So again, we are going to do the first thing with our denominators. And so we're going to multiply those. 6 times 3 is 18. So 18 is going to be our new denominator. It's going to go on the bottom. And then 5 minus 4. So 5 minus 4 is 1. So that gives us 1/18. And that is subtracting fractions. Very simple. I tried to find a really cool, complicated, fun way to show you how to do this, but it's really that simple. It's not scary at all. So that's all I have, and now I'm going to hand this over to Miss Jessica Johnson.
Thank you, Jessie. Let me share my screen. Okay. Did you know that fractions can be challenging to some people? So challenging that 3 out of 2 people have trouble with fractions. With all joking aside, my name is Jessica Johnson, and I am here to tell you that fractions aren't so scary. It is important to be able to locate the numerator and the denominator when looking at a fraction. The numerator is on top of the fraction, and it tells you how many parts of a whole. The denominator is on the bottom of the fraction and tells you how many equal parts the whole is divided. The denominator is what you need to watch for so it doesn't trick you when adding fractions. It is important to know where the numerator and denominator is located, but it is equally important to know how to recognize proper fractions and mixed number fractions. Proper fractions will have a small number for the numerator and a large number for the denominator. Mixed number fractions will have a part that is a whole. In our example, it is 2. And a part that is a fraction. In our example, it's 3/4. After you convert the mixed number fraction, you get an improper fraction of 11/4, where the large number is on top and the small number is on bottom. Let's add 2 fractions with the same denominator. Add 1/5 plus 2/5. This fraction circle represents 1/5. This fraction circle represents 2/5. Since our denominators are the same, we only need to add the numerators. 1 plus 2 equaling 3. Put the 3 over the 5 and we have our answer 3/5. Let's practice some more. Add 1/6 plus 2/9. Wait, what is going on with those denominators? If you said that we need to change the denominator to a common multiple of 9, then you would be correct. Our least common multiple of 6 and 9 is 18. When you multiply 3 by 6, you get 18. What you do to the denominator, you must do to the numerator. Multiply the 1 by 3. For the fraction 2/9, you need to multiply 9 by 2 to get 18. Then multiply 2 by 2. Our fractions now look like this. 3/18 plus 4/18. Now add the fractions. Add the numerators and the denominators will stay the same. Our answer is 7/18 in the simplest form. Now let's practice adding mixed number fractions. Add 2 and 1/5 plus 4 and 2/5. What you really have here is 2 plus 1/5 plus 4 plus 2/5 because of the hidden plus sign between the whole number and the fraction. Because of the commutative property, the addition order won't matter. Let's rearrange our problem to where the whole numbers are side by side and our fractions are side by side. Here's the problem we're working on. Add your whole numbers. 2 plus 4 equals 6. Add your fractions. 1/5 plus 2/5. We've already learned that if our fraction has like denominators, you only need to add the numerator. 1 plus 2 equals 3, leaving us with an answer of 3/5. Add your whole number 6 to the fraction 3/5. We get a mixed number fraction of 6 and 3/5. We have learned how to add fractions with like denominators, fractions with different denominators, mixed number fractions with like denominators, and I hope that you've learned that fractions are not spooky or scary. Now, we'd like to play a Kahoot game about fractions with you. Okay, we're just going to put in our code.
That's so cool.
Good job, Jessica.
Good job, Jessica.
Okay. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation and thank you for listening and learning about fractions. And please remember, math is not scary.